Hey guys, welcome back to WP Event Manager, and in this video we're gonna talk about basics about WordPress security. So we will have a lot more videos in this channel about WordPress security, focus solely on non-techie users and let's say without code. So let's talk about basics today. Someone asked, I don't have to explain why a website security is important, right? So in this bleeding edge of technology era, we make websites, we keep user data, their details, and it's our responsibility to protect those data as well. A lot often we hear that data breaches happening, users data getting stolen and all. That is not really a good impression for any company or any website owner, right? So a hacked WordPress website can cause you a lot of damage. I personally saw like few scenarios in my career that been devastated for WordPress hackings. Okay, so even like this is not good for your company reputation, for your SEO optimization or the ranking as well. Like Google blacklists 20,000 websites for malware and like 50,000 websites per week for phishing. So just look at the numbers here: 20,000 for malware and 50,000 for phishing attacks or phishing websites. A hacked website can manipulate your website in such way like they will hackers can make your website's certain page looks like it's like, let's say, a Netflix login. Let's say it's Office 365 login. You know what phishing attack is. If you don't, do a really quick Google search and you will understand what phishing attack is. It's basically imposing as a different service to collect user data and misusing them. Our hacked websites can lead to that, and hacked websites also can steal the user data you have in the website, their credentials as well. So security is important. I'm not going into deep why it's important and how you can prevent it. This is the basics, and onwards we're going to explain what you can do to make your websites or the WordPress websites little more secure from your end. WordPress is a great tool, but when used correctly, it can be locked down from hackers. Sometimes people do get hacked, sometimes their website do get used for malicious usage. So the first tip for WordPress security basics is make sure your WordPress environment is always updated. So WordPress has a unique update schedule or update workflow. Whenever a minor release or the bug fix comes for WordPress, it gets updated automatically. But whenever a major version update arrives, you have to update them from your admin side. This is a perfect scenario. You will see that I have the WordPress update available here. So this is how you update the WordPress environment. This is going to be a little demonstration as well. So let's say a banner will be available over here in the dashboard whenever a WordPress update is available. So we can click here or we can go to updates, and then we will able to update our version from here. Okay, so it says an updated version of WordPress is available. We can update to 5.6 automatically. So we can click update now and it will go ahead and update the WordPress environment or the version in this website. But I'm not going to go ahead and do that because I need some testing to do with the version I am on. And one quick tip: always back up your files before updating your website, like files and database, of course. If some plugin or let's say themes compatibility doesn't match with the latest WordPress environment, that's most unlikely to do, but in that way you can get back your website very quickly. Okay, so tip number 1, keep your WordPress environment always updated. Okay, then tip number 2 is use strong password and user permissions. Right, the most common WordPress hacking attempts are by using stolen password. You can make that difficult by using strong password for your users. Okay, if we go to all users and let's say I'm gonna take on my users anyway over here, and you will see that the password section, where is it? Let's say here, yeah, new password. You can generate a new password for your users over here. Okay, so default WordPress password generator is pretty amazing. It really generates a strong enough password that will be really difficult to break. But sometimes I see people using custom password ads, and they're not really that hard to break anyway. Like a simple brute force attack would break those passwords. So please use strong passwords. Use this like let's say this auto generation method on the WordPress, or like in Chrome. If you're using Chrome browser or Chromium based browsers, you have inbuilt password manager with you, and you can generate like even strong password using that. You can even save that password automatically. So if you have like trouble to remember strong passwords, you can use that. You can, there's like a vast majority of let's say password managers out there to help you with that. I'm not gonna take any company name or like product name, but there's like open source version of the password managers that you can install. There's like companies that are providing industry leading password managers as well. So feel free to use those, but don't really use like weak passwords. That really not good. And in this 2020, it's common like practice to use not common passwords all over the websites. Use random and use strong passwords, and that will make your life little easier and prevent you somewhat from getting hacked. Okay, so this is not like really limited to the user's account. The strong passwords applies for your like let's say WordPress hosting account, your custom email address, FTP accounts, wherever you can use a strong password. Okay, so that's a quick tip. And I'm gonna come to a different and let's say unique point over here, the role of WordPress hostings. Okay, so often we see, I mean, I see people asking me, sure, what's the best hosting for cheap or what like good bang for a buck? Okay, you will find hosting companies out there. I'm not gonna take any name over here. So you will find hosting companies over there like providing good deal on hostings for very cheap, very cheap. But that comes with a caveat over here. So let's compare them with adequate like standard WordPress or like hosting services. Most of the standard hosting companies will have their own tools or monitoring team to prevent DDoS attacks. Okay, there. I'm not gonna even go inside the hardware vulnerabilities. They're present in server space. But quick rundown would be, let's say, recently the chip manufacturer Intel that provides like vast majority of servers around the world as of now had like few let's say hardware level vulnerabilities. Few been fixed and few is not actually. So I'm not going to go in deep, but let's say having like adequate old hardwares that can risk to hardware vulnerabilities, that leads to be a total server takedown, and in that process your website can get affected. And like good companies will have some way to prevent brute force attacks on your website as well. You can do that via some plugins as well in the WordPress websites, that's called login limiter. And as I said, the total server takedown scenarios, let's say it's a doomsday scenario, those good companies will have a backup plan or a disaster recovery like plans to, in case their server get takes down for a hardware vulnerabilities or DDoS attacks, they will able to quickly restore your website with their backup plans. So choose a adequate, good enough hosting provider. Don't cheap out. That will like benefit you in some ways. Let's say it will benefit you of course for site performance, like they will use good hardware for your website, so better speed, better security, and better monitoring. Better security, better monitoring, better speed makes a good website, trust me when I say from my experience. And I'm not gonna give you like any review or any name for any hosting company. You can easily do that via googling like hosting company reviews, and you will be able to like choose whatever suits your budget or your criteria. So that's the role of WordPress hosting on WordPress security. And that's the three major factor I would say for basics as of now. Keep your websites updated, I mean the WordPress version, and that includes the theme and plugin updates as well. So time to time, plugins and themes does fix up some vulnerabilities if they have any. They patch those. WordPress updates are crucial. Do update them. Use strong passwords all over the internet. It's not limited to WordPress. I say that. Use for account passwords, for FTP, for database, for emails, for everything. Use strong passwords. It's not really that hard. If you are not able to remember strong passwords, use password managers. They are good. And do choose good enough WordPress hostings. I mean, it's not really necessary, but they do play a good role when it comes to security. I hope this video gave you a bit of context about WordPress basic security. Come join me in our next video where we'll talk about WordPress security in easy steps without any coding required. Okay. Until then, I'm Sharad saying goodbye. If you found this video helpful, like this video, leave a comment, or like subscribe to the channel as well. Share with your friends, all that good stuff. Until next time, I'm saying goodbye. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.